What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For today's video, we're going to be covering LTD investing. It's been a huge part of my success when it comes to building my coin stack over the months of Madden 22. We're going to cover some examples of some good investments, some bad investments, when to buy, when to sell, what type of LTDs I like to invest in. We're going to cover basically all the logistics of LTD investing. Let's not waste any time. Hop right into it. I have like to classify three different types of LTDs. The first one being legend LTDs. And do we invest in these? The simple answer, no. They do not provide anything added of value or uniqueness when it comes to their card. You can simply power up the normal legend up to the +1 overall the legend LTD is at. The only, I guess you would say, bonus of a legend LTD, you do not have to power up the card. But when it comes to investing wise, I just don't invest in them. I buy them for my team, but do not invest in them. The second type of LTDs, I like to call them, are reroll LTDs. Now, sometimes we invest in these, sometimes we don't. This was huge over the zero chill kind of promo. You had your 300k LTDs because you can just reroll over and over and over again till you get these cards. Their quantity is significantly more than even the legend LTDs and the normal LTDs. It really comes down to, do we invest in these? More so, is the demand for the card there? What's the stats on the card? What's the position like? What theme teams you may have? It really is a card to card variation of if I like to invest in. You have Stephon Diggs this week, which if you want to know if I'm investing in Stephon Diggs, you're gonna have to wait till the end of this video. Yes, you're gonna have to wait till the end. I'll give you guys my price point that I'm buying Stephon Diggs. But some reroll LTDs have been some of the most successful investments this year. You have your Ghost of Madden, your Debo Team of the Year. They have been good investments. Brandon Marshall, Most Feared, was one of our more successful reroll LTD investments. But typically, I stay away if the card is 200, I could say 290k or below, because you got to wait a long time and you're not going to make that many coins. And finally, my favorite, this is my baby, man. This is how I've made really a huge part of my coin stack, and it's the normal LTDs. I would say these are Team of the Week LTDs and your Rainbow LTDs that come out on Thursday in packs for usually 48 hours. And what I love about the normal LTDs is, yes, they're big baller investments, so they can't really be over invested in because they're so expensive. Two, the player, the name, the stats, they don't really matter. Like the likes of, you could say, Blake Jarwin. I'll give you some other examples. Blake Jarwin, Chase Edmonds, D Ford, Kendall Fuller. These cards, Devontae Parker, these cards have not been good stat-wise, position-wise, team-wise, and yet they always go up a pretty significant amount post in packs. So now we're going to get into when to buy, when to sell these LTDs. Now, when to buy, another reason why I love LTD investing, it's a very black and white. This goes for any LTD. If you want to buy for your team, you always want to buy the last day they are in rerolls or in packs, mostly in the afternoon. I'd say 4 p.m. West Coast time to 10 p.m. West Coast time is my sort of buy window for these LTDs. Of course, there is one circumstance where you want to buy these at a different time, and that is when MUT rewards drop. So DJ Reed and CMC of last week, when MUT rewards dropped at about 3 p.m., 4 p.m. on the Friday, you want to buy like in that hour or 2 hour window when they are very cheap and getting flooded on the market. But for 95% of LTDs, you just want to buy on the last day they are in rerolls. It's a very simple black and white. There's nothing really confusing about this. I usually don't even look at the price of the LTDs until the second day, because I don't really want to say like, there's no real point of like, hey, I hope this card's this price, I think it'll be this price. It's pretty much whatever price he is in the afternoon of the second day or the last day they're in rerolls, that is when I buy. Now, when to sell LTDs, this becomes a little bit harder. This was more of a, I'd say, a skill gap in investing, and I really think it comes down to the person to person difference of when you actually bought the card or what price you bought the card at. I'll give some examples of Mike Gesicki and Big O this week, but it's more so I love to just set a price. Once it hits this price, or once I make this much after tax, I'm comfortable with selling. Yes, you can wait a week, 2 weeks with these cards, but you are risking a card of a similar position, a similar theme team, a replacement in the meta coming out that will absolutely kill your LTD investment. For Mike Gesicki, for example, I bought him at a typically, I'd say, 310 to 315k average. I like to make at least 75k after tax per card. So for Gesicki, pretty much as soon as he hits that 425, 450k mark, I'm comfortable with selling. You could have your own kind of boundaries you set. If you only want to make 50k on Gesicki, you're a little bit nervous that he's not a great investment. Hey, once he hits 400k, go ahead and sell. If you bought for 310, you can get 360 back. You can make 50k after tax per card. It really comes down to the player, what you bought the card for, and what you want to get out of the investment. For Big O, for example, I want to get a little bit more coins. I think he's more in demand. His card, a top 3 corner of the game. Good height, good speed, decent theme with the Lions, not the best. I bought him probably on average for 510, 515k. I think he can easily get to 700k. I'm really wanting to get at least 750k for Big O. The position cornerback, like middle linebacker and wide receiver, you need multiple in your lineup, which makes him a very, very safe, and I can be a little more risky when it comes to Big O and getting a certain price. Now, how much profit should you expect per card? And I'm going to go on MuchGG. I kind of took more of the prices of these sell points because I have a good memory when it comes to the LTD investment. I know when I bought and what price I bought each LTD investment in and for, but I usually use MuchGG for the sell point. I created pretty much a graph of the last 15 non-reroll Thursday swirly rainbow LTDs, and I show you guys the price point that I bought them at around there, the 1-day sell mark, the 3-day sell mark, and the 7-day sell mark. You guys take a screenshot, and really this is how I began LTD investing for the first like 3 weeks of LTDs. I just tracked their prices of when to buy, when to sell, and I didn't buy them. I just kind of tracked their price and saw there's a huge like margin when it comes to the buy point and the sell point. Really easy profit. You just got to have the coins to invest in. And yes, you can see by DeAndre Swift and Evan Ingram, they're highlighted in red. There are some cards that have crashed in price, and we'll get into why those cards crash in price because it's a very unique circumstance when it happens. It's a very rare, but 95% of LTDs rise a good amount, especially the team of the week and the LTDs that drop on Thursday. So for DeAndre Swift, what happened? Well, when I talk about a card being replaced within the meta, it was a direct replacement. Barry Sanders got revealed Sunday morning, the Sunday after the DeAndre Swift, of course, put in the game Thursday. I bought him Friday. This reveal happened Sunday morning, and Barry Sanders was half the price of DeAndre Swift, and he was a better card for the Lions' best running back in their theme team. Pretty much just killed DeAndre Swift price. Very unfortunate. Bad timing from a release drop from EA's perspective. And then Evan Ingram, it was kind of a double kill. So Charlie Young dropped, and Charlie Young wasn't better than Evan Ingram. What made Evan Ingram, what I loved as an investment from him, he was the fastest tight end at the time in the game. But of course, we bought him Friday. I was kind of waiting to get like 750, 800k from him. I had bought at around the 570k mark, and then Kyle Pitts gets announced the next week. The blitz, of course, being faster than Evan Ingram. And it just nuked. It nuked Evan Ingram's price. He went from 700k down to like 450, and I pretty much had to eat about 100k loss per card, and I lost about 400, 500k on that Evan Ingram. But luckily that week, Matthew Judon was a great investment. We bought at like 480, went up to 700k. Great investment there. So it's pretty much a 95% you're going to be making profit. That 5% is pretty much up to EA whenever they release cards, and you might get screwed. But either way, love LT investments. You're going to have your L's, but 95% are going to be W's. Now, when it comes to Stephon Diggs, do I like Stephon Diggs as an investment? You got to look into all the factors when it comes to Stephon Diggs, and he should be buying with 400k. I think that gives it away. Under 400k, I like it. Don't love it. He is in a reroll LTD. His card, not the greatest stat-wise. Good archetype, decent theme team, Vikings. Pretty popular player. The quantity of him is clearly not that much. I think I bought, at the time of this recording, I bought 2, but I bought 4 now for under 400k. I do like him as an investment. He's not going to go up to 700k, but I think a buy point of 400k goes up to 525, 550k. I can make 75k or more per card after tax for Stephon Diggs. I like it as an investment. I'm going to go out and buy 15. I'll buy probably 6 or 7 of him. But hopefully you guys now understand LTD investing a little bit more. It's a very buying time is very easy. Sell time is more up to you. It changes. It's pretty much up to you how much profit you want per card. But hopefully, you guys, if you have any questions, comment, of course, like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. Link to the Discord is in the description as always. And until later, peace.